I am in Texas. Why am I here? I'm here to show you that truck right there. Yes, we're gonna go over the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD High Country. Not only do they have this, the regular High Country, we've got the Midnight Edition here. Let's get going. All right, so here I am down here in Texas at the State Fair of Texas to show you two trucks that Chevrolet just released. Well, they released a bunch, but we're gonna show you two today. These are the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado HDs. So much to be excited about. They're a refresh truck, and if you don't know, refresh just basically means they've changed a lot of things, but not the overall structure of what the truck is. This is not an overall generational change. This is just a refresh, but I think the things they've done have really made this a much more usable, much more user-friendly and exciting truck to go over. And so first and foremost, obviously, right here is one of the newer models or variations of a model they have. This is what they call the High Country Midnight Edition. So if you're like me, I mean, you know, chrome is fine, chrome's cool, but I do like the monochromatic. I like the all match, I like the all black, and they finally have brought that to the table with the fact that you can now get a High Country, so all the fixings on the inside, but with some black finishing. So we're gonna talk about this truck first, and then we're gonna go inside this truck and talk about, you know, what's happening underneath the hood, and some of the, you know, things they've changed. And first and foremost, again, obviously, let's step back out of here for a second, and you can see the front end is where the changes start first on these HDs, right? Again, gone away are the polarizing two split lights that we had in the past. Now we have these backwards C-shaped lamps. They're graphic lamps. They actually have a walk-up, you know, when you walk up to it, they do, you know, some animation there. LED dual projector headlights on the LTZ, and another new model, which is the ZR2. They're gonna be bringing the ZR2 out. I didn't even bother asking because they're not gonna tell us anything about it, but it's gonna be coming out later on, so an off-road version there. But in the meantime, some more things they've done, of course, is they changed the grille, so the whole front fascia is changed up a bit, as you can see. And again, the biggest thing, of course, is the headlights and how that has changed. There's not the solid bar that went across that split the lights. The other thing, of course, is we still have the hood with the, you know, ram air hood here, and we have Chevrolet now emblazoned in this, and of course you'll see that in chrome on the regular High Country. Chrome, they still stuck with the chrome tow hooks down here. I probably would have kept those black if it was mine. Trying to keep everything black, right? But what I do like that they've done is when you look at the side here, of course, we have the 22-inch, pardon me, black aluminum wheels, the gloss black aluminum wheels here. They've done the badging here in black, which is obviously great as well. This needs to be black, Chevrolet. If you're gonna do it all in black, you gotta do it all in black, not some of that chrome. I know it's cool that it's a Duramax, but you can still have that in black, I think, on there. But gloss black here on the mirror caps. A lot of times they do kind of sometimes midnight editions and they leave this as chrome, so I like that they've done that. Even down here, the belt line, and the badging there, that's all black. I mean, look at, you can see the contrast here on the regular Silverado. The nice step in the bumpers there. Did you happen to see a new truck that was released, by the way, recently? And, you know, they may have maybe done that, copied that. Oh, and they may have, you know, copied that. I'm trying to think of the brand, but anyway, that being said, black door handles on this one, again, as opposed to the chrome. For whatever reason, I think because they don't like me, they're not allowing me inside the Midnight Edition, but that's fine because we're gonna go look at the inside of the regular High Country here in a second. And then again, badging on the back here, you have the High Country in black, the Silverado part in black, and of course, you know, all this is black. So what a great looking truck the High Country Midnight Edition is. But let's talk more about what's new with these Silverados, and I want to show you the inside of this new Silverado as well, because there's not only, of course, the exterior changes, not only is there engine changes, we're going to talk about transmission changes, there's also a massive difference on the inside of these trucks. But first and foremost, let's talk about what's underneath here. All right, the Duramax. So there is an improved Duramax. They're actually keeping the same model code though. My understanding in the past is, you know, unlike the 3-liter Duramax where they've changed the model code for the upgrades, it's just still going to keep the same model code that we've always had. They've always had, pardon me. But there's a horsepower increase and there is a torque increase. So we're talking about horsepower increase up to now 475 from 445. Not to mention we have a torque increase. So pound-footed torque is now 975. I believe it was 910 in the past. So definitely increases there. But the biggest thing, and I had Mike talking about this from Chevrolet, and you're going to see that, is in another video, but he was saying, of course, the biggest thing is they have a 25% torque increase on the, power increase on that bottom end. On the lower end, which is really where you're using it, and you're pulling a trailer, you're going up a grade and so on, that's where they focus. They weren't focusing on just the high horsepower numbers. They don't want to, they're out there just to beat everybody. They want to have usable power. And I mean, let's be honest, many of you that are wanting that high horsepower and wanting the most, I gotta say that not everybody's pulling it to where that's even going to become an issue to even worry about. But regardless of that, horsepower increase. Now, the 6.6 liter gas, which I'm actually a pretty big fan of, they have finally gone now to the Allison 10-speed transmission as well. So gone away is the 6-speed transmission, now replaced with the 10-speed transmission. It's gonna hold those shifts closer and give it a little more, oomph there as well. There's a max trailing package available for the 2500s also as well, bumps up to 22,500 pounds towing in the 2500. 3500s, by the way, if you didn't already know, are sticking to 36,000 pounds towing. Of course, you have the multi-flex tailgate back here, like we've had in the past. I'm glad they kept that. Obviously, the big step in the bumpers back here. Heading inside, of course, you're going to still get things like the the fifth wheel prep package, And by the way, that fifth wheel prep package, obviously, it's going to allow you to pull a fifth wheel or like a gooseneck. And there's now the ability to have the trailer, to see through the trailer if you have a fifth wheel or a gooseneck on the back, which only worked, the invisible trailer, I think is what they used to call it, only worked with a regular trailer before. Again, lots of tie downs like as before, the LED light. So basically the back remains the same. There is a difference in the tail light, however, so the tail lights are a little bit different in terms of where the reverse lights are, the white lights, as you can see. So that's designed a little bit, but otherwise the whole back of the truck remains exactly the same. The side profile of the truck, other than the way the belt line there is designed with that little, that's the only thing that's really different between the previous and the outgoing model and this model. Now, this is the Nightshift blue interior. Check this color out. I hope it's showing up on the camera, but this is a new color interior for the HD lineup. And I think it looks really sharp, actually. I think it's going to depend on what exterior color you get to go with it, but obviously with the black it looks safe. But again, you have this blue, you have the wood trim up in here. Look at that high country coming up there. So this is where the big stuff happens, right? We now have the 12-inch screen, fully programmable cluster in front of the driver, and now the 13.4-inch color touchscreen with Google integration, the same way we had it in the half-ton trucks. Now we have that right here. Of course, you're gonna get things like separate climate control, heated seats, cooled seats. This is the high country, of course, right? Heated steering wheel. No talk of Super Cruise yet, but there is adaptive cruise control in here now with the ability to trailer with the adaptive cruise, which is a big deal for many of you who are trailering, right? I mean, that's the whole idea for these trucks, is to trailer. Well, we got that. Some different badging here on the seats. I love the stitching they've got here. The metal here on the, again, a lot of these things are borrowed right from what we're seeing currently in the half-ton trucks, which I think are successful. There's your high country emblazoned here. Again, this Nightshift blue metallic is such a cool color interior. Heads-up display is here. Again, I mentioned the heated steering wheel, and again, all this whole layout is different. Now, as you can see, it retains the column shifter, so for those of you who didn't want the console shifter, don't worry, it is not here. And then again, a different place here now, a new place for your wireless charging. So they've relocated that. I actually like that spot because it doesn't jiggle around a lot. Like, when they used to have the wireless charging up here, and it would just slide around if you're taking corners. And then real open pore wood. I'm going to show you that other side, like on the glove box area. They're not really chintzing out. This is a high country, right? So what they've done is they've actually taken real open pore wood just to make this look a little nicer. And it's the same as the half-ton truck, where you pop that up and there's your upper glove compartment, and your lower glove compartment is still down in here. So lots of changes in this high country lineup, of course, or sorry, the HD lineup, but of course on the high country. That is all we've seen so far, is actually the high country, and then we saw a 3500 in a video. The 3500 dually LTZ are the only two they've shown, aside from, of course, the Midnight Edition, which is still a high country. Again, the ZR2 is hopefully coming out. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see what the customs look like. PS, the work truck trim levels, and I believe the custom, I can't be certain on the custom, but for sure the work truck trim levels are not going to have this newer interior. They are going to have the new front end, the new headlights, but they're not going to have this newer screens. They're going to retain the older screens there. So just as a heads up, if you're looking at the work truck trim level, you're not going to get that, but you're also not paying for the bigger tech in the inside if you want to keep it simple, if it's just a work truck, right? So again, that's my look today quickly at the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado HDs, with more to come as more models come out and I get more information and I get a chance to sit and drive one of these. I'm going to talk about that as well. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Until next time, take care.